Hey, welcome back to Pagitt Radio. We end our radio adventure every week with a call to be people who make the world the way we want it to be. Mm-hmm. Be people who call out and say, may the good things that happen in this world win.
Yes.
May the beauty, may the righteousness, may the fixing of the world be the thing that we tell the story of.
May that employ us
into a right honor.
Yes.
Somebody who says there are things in this world that we know that are broken, and you say gripes and come on, and you've got to be kidding me. There's a long list of those called the newspaper.
Yes.
They literally print them all out for you. Mm-hmm. You can read them all day long.
For 50 cents. Pick it up.
There needs to be a right on paper.
Oh.
It needs to be the paper that lists all the good things that happen in the world. So this morning I asked people who pay attention to the radio show, I said, hey, what are some right-ons that you think we should be giving a shout at the start of the new year? What are they? We've had a couple of weeks off, and I said to people, what have you noticed? What have you seen?
So you've dipped into the pool of unwashed humanity to choose today's right-on.
I suggested that perhaps the commoners could have a voice. I said, suckers, what do you got for all the rest of us?
For the first radio show of 2012, that's what we do.
And people made some great suggestions. Mm-hmm. There was the suggestion of the Minnesota boy that was hurt in that hockey accident. Terrible.
Jack Jablonski.
Yeah, Jabby. Mm-hmm. Terrible story. Terrible story about that kid. And the way people have come around that. Mm-hmm. What I find interesting about that story is you see people all the time who, when something bad happens, somebody victimizes somebody cheats, somebody takes the hard work effort of someone else and uses it for their own means. And I don't just mean bankers and Wall Streeters.
Shenanigans.
Sometimes other people do this too, as it turns out. Mm-hmm. People say things like, see, there's a commentary on humanity. And then when something happens where good people come around and give up their life and do good things for others and make beauty, nobody then says, see, there's humanity.
Yeah.
It's really funny. People always like to say that, in its darkest days, if you really pushed people, they'd end up, really going dark. I think I should go the other way. But these kinds of stories, fantastic. There was the story of this young kid who put the suicide note up on Facebook. I didn't know about this. This boy puts a thing up. Will, you spend a lot of time on Facebook and YouTube. He put up something about that he thought his life wasn't worth living, was going to kill himself, kind of a suicide note. His friends all came around, tracked him down, find him, saved his life. Fantastic. Teenagers, once again, stepping up and doing the right thing. Is that pirate story? Did you hear the pirate story about the Somali pirates that overtook the Iranian ship?
They
overtook it in the same week that Iran said, "Okay, U.S., you got to get your big battleships out of our canal." They came to the rescue and they rescued these guys off of this fishing boat that had been taken hostage since November. And the U.S. ship pulls up. I put a link to it on the Doug Pagitt radio page.
Can you imagine
from Tim Lyles? It's fantastic.
Imagine those pirates. They're like, oh great, the battle cruiser Eisenhower pulls up alongside.
It's a great story.
Flashing its lights behind us.
Yeah. So one of the things that happens, there's this boat that's been taken over by these Somali pirates, and a French ship pulls up next to them. I mean, what's going on out on the high seas, right? A French ship pulls up next, and this isn't a joke either, literally. Yeah. So the Somalis take over an Iranian fishing boat, and the French ship pulls up and says, "Oui, oui." Now the French ship, they get on their loudspeaker and they say in Arabic, Hey, everything all right over there? You guys okay? Did somebody take over your boat? Well, the pirates can hear it. They can understand it.
Yeah.
So they got guns to their backs, and they're like, everything's okay over here then. Yeah, go ahead.
Nothing to see here.
So the French are like, good enough.
Land shark.
So they leave. Land shark. So they take off, right? So they leave. Then they're out trying to kidnap another boat, trying to hijack another boat. And the boat puts out a distress signal. So who comes to the rescue but an American helicopter off of this battleship comes flying in. The Somalis get a little nervous. They do the same thing. They call on everybody. Everybody okay down there? Yep, everybody's okay down here. Okay, the pirates can understand the language.
Yeah.
So then the helicopter. The helicopter then pulls back out of earshot and uses their fantastic little, night vision goggles. Yeah. So they're watching the boat and they follow it all the way back over to the staging ship that had been hijacked in November. So then there's a piracy interrupter ship that the U.S. has that goes beelining toward this.
They have a pirate buster?
They have a pirate buster. So the U.S. Navy comes wheeling up in this pirate buster.
And hopefully that thing's got a sick paint job.
At the same time that the Iranians are saying, you got to get out of here. And so they come wheeling up next to it, and they say in Arabic, and then they say in Uda, the Iranian language. The pirates don't speak it, so they now they're conversing in Uda. And the captain of the ship says to the pirates, "Uh-oh, the Americans are here. We're at war. They're going to blow up our ship." He lies to them.
Yeah, beautiful.
They end up throwing their stuff. They get so afraid. Then the Americans come on the ship. They take over and they release his guys.
The Somalis, they swim off. And that's what I'm picturing.
No, they
get arrested.
I think they're in a cellar somewhere. Yeah, it's probably not good for those guys.
It's not looking.
But so they came to the rescue.
Better than an Iranian cell, by the way.
It's a great story. Well, the ship captain of that Iranian fishing boat.
Yeah.
This is the second time he's been hijacked. 3 years ago, that poor guy got hijacked again. So he learned this time. He learned what happened last time. They killed like 2 or 3 people. He says, this time we're just going to do whatever you say and hope somebody comes to help us.
Yeah.
So, I mean, just these crazy stories, right? And I want to be a pacifist. I'm telling you. But all that stuff that those Navy people do, like shooting pirates through the window on a bouncing boat or Navy SEALs, it's so cool to my inner 12-year-old.
Oh, yeah.
That it's really hard to be a pacifist.
Yeah.
Somebody needs like the pacifist version of that cool stuff because it spurs something on in my little Billy Jack heart. It just makes me want. But ultimately, the suggestion that someone gave on the Facebook page about the Right On came from Heather Lynn.
Oh.
And I think she's right. And her comment was, "Hey, how about this? Maybe the Right On should go to all of those who see it already." Those who recognize the good, take note, and spread that around. Instead of just all the negative stuff, she writes. Yeah. And I thought that's it. In 2012, the Right On should always go out to people who are always seeing those people with seeing the sunny side of life.
Yes.
Those people seeing not a glass half empty, but maybe a glass that was made too big. How about that? So they're trying to save a little.
Yeah.
And how about making 2 glasses? If that's all the water you got. But I think her point was great, that there are people who already see it.
Yeah.
Who already see that faith brings faith, that hope brings hope, that love brings love, that strength brings strength.
Yes.
There's already those people, that they don't have to do something spectacular. How about just the good news of spreading that word?
Their eyes are wide open.
People do this stuff all the time. Somebody should start a little meme. Somebody should start a little newspaper. Somebody should start their own version of the Right On Post, like the Huffington Post, where it's not just people complaining about stuff.
No.
It's people that have said, here's some good news to share.
Yes.
How about that?
Eyes wide open.
Doug Badger Radio calling out to all in 2012 who see things as they're supposed to be, see things as they are, and spread that word around. Thanks, Heather Lynn, for that shout out. And to everybody whose strength brings strength, whose faith brings faith, whose hope brings hope, and whose love brings love. Stick with us, lovers. We'll be back again next week. Doug Badger Radio on AM 950 and DougBadgerRadio.com.
The voice of Minnesota.
Live free, herpes monkey.
Oh, I missed it.
Hi, I'm Fran Tarkenton, former NFL quarterback and member of the Hall of Fame. Listen to Neil Larson on the Neil Larson Financial Hour every Saturday at noon. As a senior, I'm concerned about protecting what I have in these uncertain times. Many of my senior friends have been scared to death of